One of my fellow scholar woodies this week from India runs Educate Girls, Safina Hussain, and we were talking about how lonely it can feel as a social entrepreneur, and she said, yeah, it's really right, it feels like I'm riding a tiger. When I ride this tiger through the village, all my team and all the villagers pointing at me saying, wow, she's riding a tiger, look at her, she's riding a tiger, but you're on the tiger, and meanwhile you're thinking, how the hell did I get on this tiger? How do I get off this tiger? And that's kind of what it feels like sometimes. My name's Alasdair Harris. I'm a marine biologist and accidental social entrepreneur. I work in marine conservation in tropical fisheries management. We live in a world where 90% of fish stocks are overexploited or fully exploited, the highest since records began. Human demands on the oceans are growing exponentially, and climate impacts are really exacerbating the extinction that we're seeing in our seas. We overfish in order to catch less and less and less, whereas we know, the science tells us, that if we just backed off a little bit, everybody would have more. It's the ultimate challenge of commons resource use. Blue Ventures is trying to work with the coastal communities that depend most on the ocean in order to try to make conservation make sense to them. If we can mobilize this global constituency of so-called small-scale fishers, that's hundreds of millions of people that live around tropical coastal regions, to recognize that conservation is in their interests, then we have a huge constituency to help us achieve that scalability. So that's why we're focusing on these problems as social entrepreneurs. And the beauty of our work is that we're recognizing that fishing and fisheries are probably the most effective, high-yielding investment opportunity on Earth. Some of the stocks that we're supporting communities to manage are recovering at 92% internal rate of return. So doubling your money in a month from managing a fishery, that's incredible. Recognizing that one has a choice to make, one can either watch this and document it, or one can roll up one's sleeves and get stuck in. You know, as a social entrepreneur, I was firstly a biologist. You know, you've never studied leadership, you just find yourself on the tiger all of a sudden. And so you're aware of your own inadequacies sometimes. So the team is essential to that and to helping shoulder some of the work. We now have 103 staff, I think, so that just increases the work.
Can you share your vision for the future?
That's a really tough one. I mean, not wanting to sound trite, and if we can fix this tragedy of the commons in a resource where the benefits are so manifestly clear as they are in the sea, think what opportunities we could have or could envision in a much greater, more complex commons like the atmosphere.